Good morning. I apologize for my bedhead. I just woke up. This is me early in the morning. I look like Frank Castle. I should get a Punisher outfit and just turn all the lights off in a dark room with just one light directly above me for the the theatrical lighting, and I'll just sit. I'll take my sidearm and I should pose so you guys can all draw a Punisher. So I'm really rounding the corner on my comic book here. Finally, it's really coming together, and I know it's a little early. Maybe nobody's watching, but I have to laugh at myself because I made a mistake. This is why you got to pay attention when you're drawing. I got so into drawing that you see, basically, you know, ta-da! See? So anyway, I'm just showing you this. Then I'm going to show you the mistake in a second. You'll see. Then ta-da! Yeah, let me get this together. I don't know if I'm actually. I got to do a test and see if I'm broadcasting. Yep, I am live. All right, because there's been weird stuff going on. So then you turn the page and ta-da! There's that. That needs more detail, obviously, but I'm not. So then you turn the page to page 7, and here's what I did wrong. See what I did wrong? I didn't have this here, and I drew out I traced the whole thing onto one sheet of paper like an idiot. so basically, but good thing this was the important part up here, and good thing that's pretty much what I worked on. It needs a little bit of work still, but you can see, it's coming together nicely. This is like shattered, I don't know, rock or concrete or something right here, and that's where basically I'm gonna draw in these panels right up here that you can see. There's the judge. There's the woman that's screwing him over. There's him, being dragged out of the court. Basically, he's innocent, and he's like, what the hell? He's like, and there's this kid's crying, "Daddy, we ever gonna see you again?" And it's pretty cool. It's a touching story. But anyway, here he is. Here, I'll show you really close up of his face. It's not bad, and it needs a little bit of work. I think I got a little bit. I could start working on it now, but I don't want. I'm not going to start right this. I am going to fix something quick that I see, which is. Trying to fix his mouth here real quick. Mouth, somebody yelling is hard. If you ever try to do it. There we go. It's a little better. Just touching this up real quick. I can't even help. I'm like, I'm already drawing, and I just can't even help myself. This dude was saying he's going to get me some money to do this comic book. I'm like, okay. I'm like, dude, I can't even, hardly raise a dime yet. And he's like, well, you're not doing it right. He's like, you just got to promise me if I get you money, you're not going to, quit on me or something. I'm like, quit? I was like, I've been doing this for years for free. I'm getting old. I was like, this isn't, this isn't a game for me. I'm telling you, people are just used to Americans in this country, and Americans are just pieces of garbage these days. A lot of them. I'm sorry, but this country, man, it's garbage. Anyway, yeah, there we go. It already looks a little better. It's not as dramatic. I got to make his eyebrows a little more. I don't have to make them look, completely, but he's snapping right there. He's snapping because, and this is where you find out his whole story is up here in these frames where his, you can see like he's standing over the cop right there. So where is it? So basically I have to, what I'm going to do today is transfer the bottom of this drawing right here onto this page. But the shading's not bad. I'm tightening it up. You can see he's got the armor on. He's got his gauntlets on under this coat, which probably should be more bulky. I'm afraid because I really like the way it came out. I don't want to fuck with it. But yeah, it should probably be a little more bulky. Like this. I gotta I gotta give him more bulky hero. Especially because he's got a coat on. I gotta like really exaggerate his shoulders because he's got shoulder guards on under there. People will be like, oh, how's he fitting his armor on under the coat? It's not realistic. It's not realistic enough. There we go. I already bulked him up a little bit. There, I just made his shoulders even bigger. You know what I mean? I made it wider here, and here I erased some of the shading. So, just adjusting things, tightening things up. Yeah, so up here in these, so you'll see, like I said, up here in these little like shattered, and see, here's where I'm going outside the box a little, and someone at Marvel might be like, well, I don't know, Stuart, and maybe they're right, but this is how I feel. I want to express myself. I want to get across that it's earth shattering. What happened to this guy is earth shattering. The judge is right here, like, oh, treating him like a piece of crap. His ex-wife that's kind of joining the bad guys against him is smiling, and but that this is all happening to him, and he looks crazy. He looks like a nut job. And then over here, the bailiff's like, all right, come on, get out of here. They're not taking him. They're he's being railroaded. And over here, his kids are crying, and his daughter dies in foster care. And he's like, that's it. And he goes nuts. And that's the origins of Nutjob. He just snaps. That's why he's called Nutjob. He's just like, that's it. He's like, I played by the rules. I've done everything right. I try to do everything right. I've had a good, quote, attitude, and on and on and on. And he's like, and it's done absolutely nothing for me. So I'm going to put some armor on and make some weapons, and I'm going to go start smashing people's heads in. And that's what he does. And just any scumbag that he comes across that has, that is like, maybe selling drugs to kids, or, you know, a sex offender that's been caught red-handed raping a young kid, or you know what I mean. Anybody he runs into in the underworld like that, they're done. Like major drug dealers, you know, somebody like you know, some woman that's railroading the father of her kids in court. He might not kill her, but you know, he'd be like, "Oh, you hate fathers, huh?" And he would just probably beat the hell out of her. You know what I'm saying? Nutjob is not. He is not politically correct. He is not politically correct. So, and there's quite a few pages in here, and I'm gonna try to fill them all up. I think I got enough to do an entire issue here. Already sketched out on and pieced out just on. It's just in pieces all in piles, and what I'm doing is bringing it. It's all. I'm really coming around the corner now, and I'm really getting it together. It's the story is really filling in. I really like this scene here. I mean, you know, I drew it, but even though I drew it, even if I didn't draw it, I really like this. I'm really starting to like this layout. You know what I mean? It's just really nice looking. There he is upside down in the air. You know what I mean? There, you get a really good look at his suit right there from behind, though. I'm kind of teasing the reader. You know what I mean? You don't quite see it until until he lands right there. That was a hard thing to draw, but there it is right there, and it came out pretty decent looking. He's got this suit, it's the Nutjob suit, and it gets more in depth. I don't want to give my story away because I feel like people are robbing me. I feel like other artists are robbing me, and I've heard from another YouTuber that he found out that comic book artists that all these comic book artists that you love and trust so much, what they do at conventions is you come up to them with your great idea, and they go, "Oh, sorry. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll sign this for you. Yeah, yeah, good luck. Yeah, da 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 da." And they steal your idea. And I want to talk about, you know, they act like it's not good enough, and they're probably dry and can't come up with anything, so they steal your idea, and they might change it. You know, they'll change it a little bit, but they get inspired by your ideas. So stop showing your ideas. Stop showing your ideas to these artists at these conventions. You're stupid. You're stupid to trust these people. And you know, all of them. I'm getting to the point. All of them. Just I think there are a bunch of maybe not all of them. I haven't met all of them, but I'm just saying there's something going on. They're very cliquish. There's something going on where they're. JFK said, you know, where there's secrecy in this country, it stinks. America's against secrecy, and the whole entertainment system is like a big dirty secret. And you know, you got to be. I don't know what it takes to get in. You got to like fucking give them your firstborn child or something. And anyway, my point is Chaos Comics, which I'm glad they went under now. And back in the late 90s, when I was really starting to get better, I sent them a whole envelope with a bunch of, you know, concept art and some pages roughed out of, you know, I was like, this is just roughed out, but this is my idea, because I don't have a lot of time to do all this finished art. If you can't see from my roughs that I can fucking draw, then you're playing games with me. You're playing fucking games with me. So my point is yeah, I sent them the idea for the Dark Hunter, which I can't use the Dark Hunter anymore because Anne Rice has the Dark Hunter series. So while you're waiting around being told like, oh, your ideas aren't good enough, I don't know, that, you know what I'm saying? While you're waiting, 10 years later, your idea comes out, and I'm going to tell you, you know, it gets ruined. So whether it's by chance, I'm not saying they rob you, but even if they don't rob you, if you don't have money, and you know what I mean, and you start getting your idea out there while you're waiting around 10 years later, you know, the energy's out there or something, and your idea just comes out. I've seen it happen to several people I know and myself. Midas, Shocker. One of my friends had a horror comic in high school called Shocker, and pretty soon a movie came out called Shocker. and then he had a character called Midas. Everything he touched he could turn things to any metal he wanted. And I think then a comic book character came out called Midas. You get what I'm saying? This is all I'm telling you. And so it gets ruined for you if you don't have money. If you don't have money and time, you can't sit around like some degenerate yuppie or rich kid. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like you're screwed. But this is why I want to help independent artists. So, and not, I'm telling you, I want to create some kind of a pipeline for independent creators. So, what else? So anyway, so I sent Chaos Comics this envelope, and I never heard back from them. I sent Image Dark Hunter, and the art was kind of, and they just they said it went to their team of editors to be reviewed, and I never heard back from them. And I'm not blaming Image because it was just like, but Chaos, I sent them some really nice looking stuff, just roughed out, but some really cool looking stuff, and basically it was about how this mystical character that I had, the Hunter of Darkness, joins up with this chick from a corporation called ATEC, Advanced Technologies. I don't care if somebody steals this story now, give a fuck. But and they fight monsters, and there's all these no access areas now because of, like, all these monsters are popping up everywhere, like genetic creations and stuff like that, and basically I told this is Chaos Comics and this is the truth, so I don't care. It's the absolute truth. And I said, this is my elite team of monster fighters. I said, my elite team of monster fighters. They use technology to fight monsters and all this stuff. And not long after that, I didn't hear anything back from them. Chaos Comics came out with a title. I think it was called Monster Fighters. Then now I think there's a video game called Monster Fighters. So I don't hear back. See, my idea is good enough, but I'm not going to be the one to execute it and do it all. Some other motherfucker's going to do it. And I'm sorry, this is a family show, but your kids are going to get robbed. Your young artist is going to get robbed. I'm talking about all this publicly. And if you don't get robbed, like I said, it'll just come out 10 years down the road. It's like you can, your best bet, I guess, is the copyright stuff. But yeah, like, I don't always have $300 for a copyright. And if I do get $300, it's like, my car needs brakes and there's a hole in my muffler. You know what I'm saying? If I do save money, by the time I save up $500 or $800, I got other things I got to do with that money than go buy a copyright for a comic book that I know might not get published because there's tons of gatekeepers in the quote mainstream that want to steal your ideas or be inspired by your ideas and never hire you. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, go pay for a copyright on some idea that I'll probably never get to use because I don't have any money and nobody gives a shit. Or, fix my car. Oh, I think I'll fix my car. You know what I'm saying? I have to be more practical than that. And I'm not complaining. I'm trying to let you young artists know how the reality you live in really works, because they're not going to tell you this in high school. They're going to say, just have a good attitude and work hard, which I did all that. I trained hard. I studied hard. I worked hard. I drew comics. I came up with good ideas. I tried the whole route of not talking about all this, my little suspicions, and that's shorthand for shut up. Just have a good attitude and work hard as code for shut up and do what you're told. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's nothing else in it other than that. It's all a lie. It's sit down, shut up, and keep your head down and do what we tell you. Oh, you got a dispute on that? Well, you're wrong. You're never going to make anything of yourself in your life, and you're going to be a fucking loser if you don't do, and think every single thing that we tell you to do. That's what's going on in the public schools, if you want to know. And and then you get out of public school and you know what happens? Trust me, I know all the kids that told me I was full of shit. and they all graduated, and you know where they are? I can go talk to any of them if I wanted to right now. They're exactly where I am, nowhere. I got a GED. I did everything with a GED because I'm smart and the schools screwed me. I did everything with a GED that those people have done with their stupid high school diplomas or whatever. So I'm just letting you know how the system's rigged. But if you're a terrorist, you can go get a job. If you're a terrorist and you hate the country, you can go get a job. But if you're a good guy with a decent idea, Ethan Van Sciver is going to say, and I love you, Ethan, but I know how it works. You're just going to say, oh, well, you're just not going to comment and you're just going to ignore it and be like, and then when that person gets frustrated, you're going to be like, I don't know why people are trying to tell me what to do with my channel. It's because the whole system's rigged, and independent artists need help, and you made it, and there's a responsibility on your shoulders to to help the people that weren't so lucky, that got screwed over by this big scam of a system out there. And but I'm not saying anybody's got to do anything. I'm just saying, it has nothing to do with me, just what I'm saying. And I love Ethan Van. I love his work. I love Cyberfrog. Jawbreakers is cool too. It is. I'm just being honest. It is kind of G.I. Joe-esque, but it's not necessarily. And Zach has plenty of room to make it completely original by writing it. Just stay not. He doesn't have to write it like G.I. Joe. I'm just saying, man. Let's not. I think it's quite clear what I'm saying. And if anybody twists my words, then they're just twisting my words, basically. So anyway, yeah. And this is me just going out and doing it on my own and just not waiting for anybody to give me the go. You know what I mean? And I might have to, if I can't. I'm gonna put oh, by the way, I'm locked out of my PayPal all of a sudden, and I had them send me a code. I had them send me a code to my email. I could do it live online, and I get the code and fucking and I enter the code, and then it says, okay, one more thing. I'm like, oh, it's not good enough. I just went and got a code. Then it asks me questions that I know the answers to, and it's saying those aren't the right answers. So I don't know what the hell's going on. It took me forever to find just the phone number. So I got to go to work Monday because I don't have any minutes on my phone. I got to call PayPal. So maybe somebody donated. I don't know. If somebody did donate, thank you. But other than that, I'm locked out of my PayPal account. And if anybody wants to donate to Nutjob, watch my videos. You're going to find out what I'm all about. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not covering anything up here. And just trying to have a good time, and I'm trying to do comics, and I am having a good time. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I want to see who's in here because I want to say hello. Oh, there's somebody watching. Hello to whoever's watching, and thanks for joining me.